Good morning, my dear students. Okay, before starting today's lesson, let me ask you a few questions. Have you ever visited a farmland, farmhouse, agricultural field? The answer would be yes. Some would say no. So, by this question itself, you might have understood that today we are going to deal about the lesson crop production and management. Yes, so that is what we are going to discuss today. It is about crop production and management. So, let me ask you one question. What is agriculture? You will be telling that it is the cultivation of crops, it is the cultivation of plants. Yes, you are right. That is, it is actually the applied branch of biology which deals with cultivation of plants, rearing of animals, and this combined together is called agriculture. Okay? And there is one more art behind that. It's a very easy term. Animal husbandry. Actually, animal husbandry means taking care of the animals, about their food, about their health, and managing them as a whole. So that's called animal husbandry. Now, let us come to the crop, the main point, crop. So you people will tell that crop is a one which is cultivated in area and small area. According to your definition, you can tell. Whatever you're telling is correct, but when we summarize it, it will be like this. That is, crop is a same kind of plant cultivated in a large area. That's called crop. I hope it's clear. Now, there are two types of crops. First one that we are going to deal is kharif crop. When we look upon to this crop, yes, you are right. You people are thinking, what you're thinking is right. There are different seasons. You can ask your parents. You can ask your neighborhood. You can ask any farmers you know. They will tell, yes, my dear children, we grow according to season. We depend on season because all the crops that we are growing is not fit for all the seasons. They require certain seasons. So first, yes, you have studied in geography and other classes that it is about the first crop that we are going to discuss is kharif crop. Kharif crop is done during monsoon season. Monsoon means, my dear children, you're right, it's rainy season. Rainy. So, that generally happens June to September. Okay, and that's why the name kharif crop. So, what is kharif crop? It is happening during, we cultivate the crop during the monsoon season, rainy season, and it happens in June to September, between that. Okay, the examples we will be telling, yeah, very good examples. You can tell that it's maize, millet, okay, cotton, all these are called kharif crops. Yes, so we were telling about the examples, that is maize, millet, like bajra and cotton seeds. Okay, these seeds are sown in the beginning of monsoon season. And you know children, we harvest it. When do we harvest it? When maturation happens. You're right. And that is done during the end of monsoon. That is October to November. So first one what we have learned, it is kharif crop. Next we will learn, the next one is Rabi crop. What is Rabi crop? The crop which is grown during the winter season. Okay, it comes between October to March. And for example, wheat, gram, mustard, etc. can be called as Rabi crop. And similarly, this crop also, after maturation, can be harvested, just like any other crop. And this harvesting is done in the month of, at the end of the winter season, that is April to May. Okay? Now, the next topic that we are going to discuss about agricultural practices. What is agricultural practices? Why do we have to follow it? Have you ever thought, why do we want to do these agricultural practices? Why? Of course, my dear children, to get the maximum yield. So, all the farmers use this agricultural practices. They have to use it. Why? Because if they do these activities, these agricultural practices, they will get the maximum yield. For doing agriculture practices, the farmer needs different types of tools. Please look into your textbooks. When you read it, you can find pictures of various tools. Kurpi, there are some examples quoted in your textbook, kurpi and plow. All these are the examples which they need, the tools which they need to prepare land for agriculture. Farmers do agricultural practices in sequence. They do in sequence. What is the word meaning sequence? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. It goes down like that. So my dear children, when you write this answer in the exam, when the question is asked, please try to write in the sequence, because that is the first way how we have to write and make your answer more impressive. First one, preparation of soil. Preparation of land, as I told you. And as I said before, there are some agriculture tools required for it. First one, plow. Okay. Second one, cultivator. Third one, seed drill. Okay. And these are the implements. And as I said before, there are some of the examples given in the textbook. The pictures are given in the textbook. So my dear children, go through the textbook and please look into the diagrams. How was it? Okay. Again, preparation of the soil. So I was just telling you because you should know, once again, you should be able to incorporate, you should be able to connect it, how you prepare the soil. The first thing, we have to use the tool and make the land ready. Okay. So that is before sowing the seeds in the soil. Before sowing the seeds in the soil, it has to be loosened. It has to be turned upside down. It has to be turned upside down. Can anyone tell me what is the thing? Why we have to loosen it? Yes. You are right. Because the humus layer is on the top. Humus. In grade 6 you have learnt. In 7 also you have learnt. It is the top layer which contains rich in nutrients. So when we plow it with these all implements, it will go down. Which will give nutrition to the growing embryo. So this is the what first we do it. We plow the land. And when we plow it, the soil is turned and thereby mixing the nutrients in the soil. Okay, and moreover, it will have a proper ventilation also. Proper ventilation will be there. Aeration in the soil will be there. So for all these, it's very necessary. Next, a plow. It is in the diagram given in the textbook that a plow is an implement which has one or more blades fixed in a frame. Okay, and it has got furrows. Furrows means deep, like this, depressions will be there. So on that, seeds are put, and when it is plowed, automatically it is sown. Okay, so that is called a plow. Yes, my dear, plow. A large farming implement, actually it's a large farming implement with one or more blades, and it is fixed to a frame. It is fixed to a frame, and which is used to turn over and cut furrows in the soil. And thereby making it easy for us to put seeds in. Now, since we are talking about these furrows, let us discuss how we will select the seed. My dear children, we can't take any seed whichever we like and we can plant. No, we can sow. No, we can't do that. For that, we need to get prepared. Suppose, how do you think, my dear children, think how you are going to get a good seed? How are you going to get a good variety? Some of you will tell that, sir, there is one thing. We can just take the seed and put in the water and see how it is. Yes, that is a technique we practice everywhere in our home too. If we get some seed, we'll put in the water. The good ones will sink down, and the one which has got nothing, no stored food, it will be floating on the top. So that we will be removing it. And the one which has sunk down, we will take it and sow it. So this is a good practice that we do. Even in our neighborhood, if you inquire from the neighborhood, they will be doing it. Or to your parents even, from the beginning I'm telling, or to your parents even, they are doing it. Okay? So this is a very good practice, what I have said to you. Then, that is the one thing. Second thing, if all the seeds are sinking down into the water, what does it mean? It is a good quality. But how do you know that they are free from diseases? How do you know that? Yeah. So before sowing, my dear children, you have to treat it with chemical treatments, so that if there is any seed-borne diseases already inside the seed, if there is a disease, we can clear it off. So this can be done. So you have to be very careful while choosing a seed. What? We have to see that it is having a good content, food quality. Okay. Then the second thing is that it is free from seed-borne diseases. All these things we have to take care of it. So this process, if you do, we can really achieve a good cultivation. That is, this, as I told you, through that furrows, we will be putting the seeds into that furrows, which we have made by the help of plow. Okay? Yeah. Now we will come to the next practice. Yes. Now, preparation of the soil is over. Second thing, sowing is over. That is, choosing the seed and selection is over. Third one is adding manure and fertilizer. My dear children, it has got great importance. In the field of agriculture, it has got great importance. Okay, because like any other plant, crop also need nutrients. It also need minerals. Okay, it's very necessary actually. It's very necessary. So, if you are growing a same crop continuously year after year, suppose you are cultivating cabbage in your field. Okay, suppose you are cultivating cabbage in your field, and this year you have grown cabbage. Next year also same. Third year also same. What do you think? Isn't it something alarming? Yes, you are right. That the soil will lose its fertility. Like, see, cabbage requires certain amount of nutrients for the growth. So every year it is taking it and taking it. The thing is that you're not adding anything to it. What is that adding? Yeah, manure and fertilizer. Okay, so you have to keep on adding. We can call that, we have to replenish the soil. So that can be only done by manure as well as fertilizer. Okay, so if any deficiency is there in the soil, suppose nitrogen is not there, phosphorus is not there, so nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium, all these are required element for the soil. If it is not there, the plant will not grow properly. The crop will not grow properly. That we have to take care. And that is what the demand. From time to time, manuring and fertilizer we have to add. Then one more question to you, my dear children, which is good? Manure or fertilizer? Yeah, you're right. Nowadays, it's the time of everybody is going behind organic farming. Yes, manuring. Manuring is much more better than fertilizer because manure is prepared by cow dung, urine and other waste, and it will prevent the soil damage. So that is what we were discussing about the fertilizers. In the fertilizers, I would like to tell you that it's NPK, nitrogen, phosphorus, potassium. These are the most important constituent in fertilizer. Actually, fertilizers, you know that it's man-made. We can see the proper ratio. We can make the proper ratio and create the fertilizer. The nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, in how much required amount is needed, we can prepare it and then we can add to the soil. That can be done. But whereas in manure, we can't expect that. We are using all the natural ingredients and let it to decay. And then we turn, or we call it as a manure with the help of worms. I think in grade 7 you have learnt vermicompost and other things, right? So all those are the parts of manuring. Since we are discussing about the manure and fertilizers, let us look deep into fertilizer. Fertilizer is an inorganic salt. The other one is an organic salt. This is inorganic salt. It is prepared, as I told you, manure, it's prepared in factories. Fertilizer will never provide any humus. But manure, it's good. It's good for the soil. Manure is good for the soil. Okay, then as I told you, fertilizers can be measured. The ratios can be measured. Nitrogen, phosphorus and potassium, these ratios can be measured. Okay, then if I ask you a question, which is better, manure or fertilizer? You will tell that manure is better. I think nobody will disagree with that. Right? Yes. So manure is organic and it will make the soil porous. It will make the soil porous. And when the soils are porous, means air is there inside the soil, gas can easily come and up, down, up. That exchange will be taking place. And it is good for microorganisms also. Because we know that in soil, microorganisms live. It is beneficial for them also. And thereby, ultimately, children, it will improve the texture of the soil. Soil's texture will be very good. We are not destroying the soil. We are improving the soil. Okay. So that was about the adding manure and fertilizer. Now we will tell about one of the most important part that our farmers depend upon. It is about irrigation. What is irrigation? What is irrigation actually? Are we facing any problem in that? Yeah, some of you might be thinking and telling, yes sir, we are facing it. You're right, you're right. What you're telling is you're right. We are facing problems in irrigation. Still, my dear children, we have to depend on dams, rivers, lakes for the water resources. Yes. So irrigation means it is supply of water to crops at different intervals. Because demand of water for each crop is different. Each crop will demand different amount of water, and to watering, supplying them with the water is called what? Irrigation. Okay? Or in physics you have learned the word frequency. Let me use the word frequency. The time of frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, right? Physics. That is, the time and frequency of irrigation varies from crop to crop, and even from soil to soil, and ultimately season to season. See, from where we started, we have reached there itself. We were talking about the crops, Kharif crop and Rabi crop. We were talking about that. See, now we are here we have come to the point, time to time, season to season, right? Now, let us see what are the practices we are going to do. What are the types of practices of irrigation? So, let us discuss about what are the methods of irrigation. There are two types of methods. One is traditional method and another one is modern method. Traditional. The word itself describes we have been practicing that from old times. Right? Yes. The first one in that is moat, M-O-A-T, that is pulley system. Second one, chain pump. Third one, dhekli. And the fourth one is rahat. These four are the traditional methods that we follow or were following. But as time changes, everything changes. The demand of time is different. Now we have scarcity of water. Everywhere in the planet we have destroyed. We, the human race, have started destroying it. Because of that, we have found out modern techniques, modern methods of irrigation. In that too you have to study for time being. First one is sprinkler. Second one, drip system or irrigation. Yeah, so that's it, drip irrigation. With that, we'll wind up today's class, because I think my children have learned too much for the day. So, my dear children, take your textbook, read it, and underline the important points, and the things that you don't know, you can't recollect it, just ask. Okay, so with that, we are winding up today's class, and the next class we will discuss little more or from irrigation. Thank you.